तो चालू करते हैं लेक्चर. Narendra, Devendra, page number 234, illustration number 1. Okay, as I told you earlier that your exercise is having only one problem of two partners insolvent. That's why I have selected this problem for exploration to clear the concept of two partners insolvent. Here Narendra, Devendra and Mahendra were partners in 3:3:2. Their business dissolved on 31st March 2020. The balance sheet stands below. Okay, look at the information, please. They decided to dissolve the partnership on the above date as follows. Machinery stock sold for 50,000, 36,000 respectively. Then debtors realized for 40,000. We are going to consider adjustment number 1 and 2 together, but the realization ke angle se. Motor car taken over by Devendra for 26,000. Realization expenses are 2,000 rupees. Deficiency of any partner in capital account is to be met by other partners in profit sharing ratio. Of course, because of unlimited liability principle, Narendra became insolvent. तो सबसे पहले Narendra insolvent हो गया. Narendra he declared insolvent. Partner number 1, okay, and he could Narendra became insolvent, and Mahendra could bring 10,000 only. Now, what do you mean by this? यहाँ पे थोड़ी बात अलग है. Here, what happened? I am telling you. Narendra, then Devendra and Mahendra, so they are partners. Out of that, first of all, Narendra declared as insolvent. Okay, then we divided deficiency to all partners, मतलब remaining partners. उसके बाद में फिर Mahendra भी insolvent हो गया. And he contributed then 10,000 rupees. That's why it is given that Mahendra could contribute or could bring 10,000. Underline that wording. Mahendra could bring 10,000 only. So how to solve this problem? Please see. First of all, it's a regular solution. So realization account debit to sundry assets. To sundry assets. Now write one by one. Plant and machinery 1 lakh. Plant and machinery rupees 1 lakh. Thereafter, there is a motor car 20,000. Motor car 20,000. Then thereafter, debtors are sundry debtors. Actually, that is realized 90,000 rupees. Sorry, transferred 90,000. Stock 1,20,000. Then thereafter, cash और बैंक है वो उसके लिए हमने बैंक अकाउंट बनाया है. You take the total, it is 3,30,000. And then write a bank balance as a 2 balance brought down. 2 balance brought down. The bank balance is a 10,000. That is the bank balance given to you. 10,000. Thereafter, capital account of Narendra, Devendra, Mahendra, read as a buy balance brought down. Buy balance brought down. It is 20,000 for Narendra, 80,000 for Devendra, and 40,000 for this Mahendra. These are capital balances. Creditors is a liability, third party liability to be transferred here as a buy sundry liability. Realization account, the credit side. Creditors are given to you 2 lakh rupees. Creditors are 2 lakh rupees. So in this way, all the items of balance sheet are transferred. Now the asset realized, machinery and stock 50,000, 26,000, and also you consider debtors together, that is 40,000. So when asset is realized, entry is a bank account debit to realization account. By bank. उसके नीचे एक लिस्ट बना लो. Machinery and stock 50,000, 36,000. Machinery is a 50,000. Stock 36,000. And debtors realized rupees 40,000. Now take the total in the outer column. 1,26,000. So by bank account you write as a to realization. To realization. Bank to realization. Motor car is taken over by Devendra for rupees 26,000. When asset is taken over by a partner, entry is to be taken here as a partner's capital account debit to realization. Okay. So here it is. Devendra's capital account debit to realization. You write here by Devendra's capital. Devendra's capital. In the bracket mention motor car. 26,000. By Devendra's capital, here it is to realization. To realization. In the column of Devendra only. So when asset is taken over by partner, partner's capital account is debited and realization account is credited. Remember this, please. Okay, now the next. Thereafter, realization expenses are 2,000. But along with that, we must make the payment of creditors also, because nothing is mentioned about the payment of creditors. Creditors के बारे में कुछ भी दिया नहीं है. तो पेमेंट करेंगे तो सब कुछ एक साथ करेंगे. Realization account debit to bank. Realization expenses are 2,000. And your creditors which are given in the credit side, देखो यहाँ पे creditors है 2 lakhs. उसके बारे में कुछ दिया नहीं है, but we have to pay the liability. Liabilities तो पेमेंट करा हुआ लगता. आपको liabilities का पेमेंट करना ही पड़ेगा. You are supposed to pay the liabilities in full to bank. Bank account you write as a by realization. 2,02,000. Then thereafter it is given that number 5, deficiency of any partner is to be distributed or made by other partners in the profit sharing ratio. वो तो बात की बात है. That means we are going to calculate the profit or loss of the realization account and all that. Then it is given that Narendra became insolvent, but the partner number 1. Okay, and then Mahendra could bring only 10,000. Mahendra ने कितनी अंडे 10,000 फक्त अंडे. Okay, Mahendra that इसका मतलब ये होता है पहले Narendra insolvent हो गया and thereafter this Mahendra also declared insolvent because of deficiency of Narendra. Now how to handle this? Now see, directly amount of a recovery is given to you. When the amount of recovery is given to you, then you should pass the entry as a bank account debit to that partner's capital account. Okay. So here the entry is a by bank. यहाँ पे लिखो by bank. This is contributed by Mahendra. 10,000. By bank, bank में आने वाला है to Mahendra's capital. Mahendra's capital. The amount is 10,000. So this is the entry for the recovery. Recovery का entry हमेशा ऐसे ही होता है. Whether it is a one partner insolvent or two partners insolvent, all partners insolvent, कैसा भी हो तो. Okay. Now we are going to close down. मतलब पहले profit loss calculate करते हैं. Okay. So let us calculate profit or loss. There is going to be a loss. Okay. दोन partner insolvent झाल्यावर दुसरं काय होणार आहे? Loss नाही तर नाही का? So 5,32,000 is the total minus this to find out the loss. Loss find out करा. So loss that you write as a by capital. By capital. In the bracket you write loss. 1,80,000 is a loss. It is to be transferred to Narendra, Devendra, and Mahendra in the ratio 3:3:2. 3:3:2. Yeah, ratio divide करायचं आपल्याला. We are going to distribute in the ratio. So 1,80,000 is a loss divided by total. The total is 8. And divide करा किती येतात बघा. Is it 22,500? Yes. So distribution multiplied by 3, 3 and 2. Multiplied by 3, 67,500 for Narendra, 67,500 for Devendra, and 45,000 for this Mahendra. By capital, here it is to realization. To realization. 67,500, 67,500, and 45,000. Now wait. It is now very, very important. Your complete concentration required. Okay. सबसे पहले देखो who is insolvent, who first of all declared insolvent, Narendra, and thereafter who declared insolvent, Mahendra. वैसा दिया नहीं है वहां पे, लेकिन वो भी हो गया बेचारा. तो सबसे पहले नरेंद्र को टारगेट करते हैं. Okay, you are requested to take the total of capital of David side of only Narendra, only Narendra. Narendra's capital account डेबिट का आपको टोटल करना है. It is 67,500 and write to both sides. And now working note. Capital deficiency on Narendra's capital. Narendra's capital. Total debit minus total credit. Total debit 67,500 and the credit is only 20,000. So the capital deficiency for Narendra is 47,500. यहाँ तक सब कुछ ठीक था. Everything was proper. Everything was fine. Okay. So actually it is given that Narendra declared insolvent. So what we are doing presently, we have calculated the deficiency of Narendra's capital, which we are going to distribute between Devendra and Mahendra. Devendra and Mahendra. इनमें हम लोग डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने वाले हैं जिनका रेशियो है 3:2. I am talking about 3:2. Okay. What is the overall ratio? 3:3:2. Out of this, Narendra is insolvent. So remaining ratio is a 3:2. So we are supposed to divide the same in 3:2. So divided by 5. 5 divide करा. 5 2 25 आणि 25. So it is coming 9,500 into 3. 28,500 and 17,000. 28,500 and 17,000. Okay. का 19,000 किती बघा. Carefully check करा. It is 19,000. Sorry. Okay. Now the entry for this is a Devendra's capital account debit, Mahendra's capital account debit to Narendra's capital. The entry will be like this. I am just writing the entry for your understanding. Okay. Devendra's capital account debit, Mahendra's capital account debit, because entries are not required. Okay. To Narendra's capital. So that is the actually entry which is expected. Now, how to do the posting for the entry? Look here, I am writing with the red color. By Devendra's capital. By Devendra's capital. Amount in the column of Narendra, 28,500. Then by Mahendra's capital. Mahendra's capital. Amount in the column of Narendra, 19,000. Here it is. To Narendra's capital. Narendra's capital. Okay. 28,500 in the column of Devendra and 19,000 in the column of Mahendra. तो सबसे पहले हमने क्या किया? Okay. We have calculated the deficiency on Narendra's capital. आपके सामने है. Okay, we have calculated the deficiency of Narendra's capital, and the deficiency of Narendra's capital is distributed to Devendra and Mahendra in the ratio 3:2. 3:2. So the posting is coming in this way: Devendra's capital account debit, Mahendra's capital account debit to Narendra's capital. Okay, so by Devendra's capital, by Mahendra's capital, amount in the column of Narendra. And to Narendra's capital, amount in the column of Devendra and Mahendra. Okay. Now what happened? यहाँ के आगे बहुत important है. Mahendra also became insolvent. तुम्ही म्हणाल सर तसं कुठे दिलंय? या प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये असं मेन्शन केलंय का Mahendra insolvent झाला म्हणून? Look at the last line which is already underlined by you. Mahendra bring rupees 10,000 only. Why he is bringing 10,000 only? Why he is contributing 10,000 only from his private estate? The reason is he also declared insolvent. Okay, because of deficiency of this Narendra. Unlimited liability मध्ये केवढा मोठा फटका असतो बघा, बरोबर? की या व्यक्तीला इथे हा बिचारा महेंद्रा पण इन्सॉल्वंट झाला. आता महेंद्राची कॅपिटलची टोटल डेबिट टोटल करा 64,000. 64,000. Correct? And now working note number 2. Capital deficiency. Capital deficiency on Mahendra's capital. Mahendra's capital. Total debit is a 64,000 minus total credit is a 50,000. So 14,000 is a deficiency on Mahendra's capital. This is a capital deficiency, and it is to be given. It is to be given to only one partner now, Devendra. Yes. पहले काय झालं? What happened? पहले नरेंद्र इंश्योरेंट हो गया, उसका डेफिशिएंसी हमने देवेंद्र महेंद्र दोनों को दिया. अब महेंद्र भी इंश्योरेंट हो गया, उसका डेफिशिएंसी किसको जाने वाला है? देवेंद्र को. ओके, देवेंद्र इंसॉल्वेंट नहीं है. देवेंद्र इज नॉट इंसॉल्वेंट. Now, what is the entry for this? Is the Devendra's capital account debit to Mahendra's capital account. Devendra's. I am writing the entry here. Devendra's, just for your understanding, Devendra's capital account debit 14,000 to Mahendra's capital account. To Mahendra's capital account. अब इसका posting कैसे करेंगे? By Devendra's capital. By Devendra's capital. Amount in the column of Mahendra. See, Mahendra's account is getting closed. And here to Mahendra's capital. Mahendra's capital. Amount in the column of Devendra. Amount in the column of Devendra. This problem is very unique. So having two-step calculation for deficiency and two-step entries for the transfer of deficiency, capital deficiency. अब क्या होने वाला है? Devendra's capital account will be closed. Okay. For Devendra, you can observe that debit total is more. Which is 1,36,000. And now he is supposed to bring the money to close the business. मतलब बाय बैंक आ गया बैलेंसिंग फिगर करके. Devendra is not insolvent. Remember, it is not mentioned that he is insolvent or he brought that amount. असं काही सांगितलेलं नाही आहे. Okay. मग काय होतं माहिती का की that means actually Devendra is supposed to bring the money to close down the business. तो काय म्हणतो आता बस नमस्कार. Okay. संपवा आता हे सगळं. Like this, you know. So what is the amount he is bringing is 56,000 to close down the business. By bank to Devendra's capital. By bank to Devendra's capital. And now your bank account will get closed by 2,02,000. हिंदी में एक मुहावरा है देखो, लेने के देने पड़ गए. You can get the experience of लेने के देने पड़ गए यहाँ पे, है ना? मतलब पहले लेने के देने पड़ गए थे बेचारे महेंद्र को, उसमें तो बेचारा इंसॉल्वेंट हो गया और एंड में इस देवेंद्र को भी लेने के देने पड़ गए. ओके, मतलब लेना दूर, उसको पैसा देना पड़ा बिजनेस में to close down the business. Okay, this is the example, second example and very unique example of two partners involved. Okay, now in the remaining lecture I want to give the explanation for when all partners are insolvent. मतलब सारे पार्टनर्स ने एक साथ बल्ले बल्ले कर दिया. ओके, मैं बर्बाद हो गया, मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं है. All partners are saying, in that case, what to do? Okay, I'll be writing the same theory part of the board. You are supposed to write with me. Follow. Yeah. Okay. You can. Your attention required now for all partners. I'll be telling you only today the procedure, accounting procedure when all partners are insolvent. And I will take problems tomorrow. I'll put the last. Let's see. Now you are supposed to write with me. when all partners are insolvent. When all partners are insolvent. Okay. Accounting procedure for that. Accounting procedure. Number 1. Prepare realization account. Number 1. Then partners capital account. Partners capital account. Number 3. Cash or bank account. And number 4, very important, third party liabilities account. Liabilities account. Okay. For each liability. For each liability. That means actually you need to prepare realization account. पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट भी आएगा, कैश और बैंक अकाउंट आएगा, और आपको अलग से क्रेडिटर्स अकाउंट, बिल्स पेएबल अकाउंट, ओके, देन पार्टनर्स वाइफ्स लोन अकाउंट, दैट यू नीड टू प्रिपेअर सेपरेटली फॉर ईच लायबिलिटी. हा, म्हणजे प्रत्येक लायबिलिटीला वेगळं अकाउंट तयार करावं लागेल. ट्रान्सफर assets to realization account. Realization account with balance sheet value. Balance sheet value. Number 3. For third party liabilities. Third party liabilities. Record opening balance. Record opening balance as by balance brought down. मतलब creditors, bills payable, bank overdraft, okay, outstanding expenses, partners wives loan. अगर पार्टनर मतलब हस्बैंड है तो उसके वाइफ का लोन थर्ड पार्टी लायबिलिटी हो गया, एंड इफ वाइफ इज अ पार्टनर देन her husband loan is third party liability loan, like this. Spouse loan I want to say. Now here you need to prepare separately. For example, creditors account आप अलग से ओपन करोगे, वहां पे लिखना है by balance brought down. It is not to be transferred to realization account. Realization account ना by sundry liabilities असं लिहायचं नहीं है. You should not write as a by sundry liabilities. Instead, open a separate account for each liability. Okay. Then partners loan, if any, transferred to his capital account. Okay. अगर किसी पार्टनर का लोन है तो उसको आपको वो पार्टनर्स के कैपिटल को ट्रांसफर करना पड़ेगा. It is to be rather credited to partners capital, because we cannot pay that. यहाँ पे हम लोग क्रेडिटर्स का पेमेंट नहीं कर पाएंगे, तो इनको कहाँ से देंगे. Number 5, realize assets. Number 6, pay only realization expenses. Only because we don't have money. हमारे पास पैसा ही नहीं है, तो आपको बस रियलाइजेशन एक्सपेंसेस का ही पेमेंट आप कर सकते हो. यू कैन पे ओनली रियलाइजेशन एक्सपेंसेस. Number 7, close cash or bank account and balance is to be paid to third party liabilities. Third party liabilities proportionately. Proportionately चा meaning समजून घ्या. For example, your cash or bank balance is only 30,000. Okay. तुमचा cash bank balance 30,000 है. But your creditors are 80,000 and your bills payable is 40,000. अब आप क्या करोगे? You cannot give the favor of only one liability. You are supposed to calculate the ratio of 80,000, 40,000, which is coming 2:1. 2:1. And that 30,000 is to be paid to creditors, 20,000 and bills payable, 10,000. This is just an example. Okay. But any liability is secured. Secured liability hai. Secured liability का मतलब होता है, it is secured by land and building, plant and machinery or stock, that it is to be paid out immediately and totally, fully payment करना पड़ेगा. Full payment करना पड़ेगा. Okay. Now next. Balance of third party. Third party liabilities account to be transferred to deficiency account. एक special account open करायचा असतो, deficiency account. This account is to be opened. Okay, I will add here. मी इथे add करतो, तुम्ही पण add करून घ्या. In number 1, deficiency account. Okay. Number 9, calculate realization loss. Losses येणार आहे. And transfer to capital. Transfer to capital account. So calculate realization loss and transfer it to capital account. और finally क्या करना है? Last step. Final capital balances are transferred to deficiency account. And then close deficiency account. Close a deficiency account. So deficiency account is getting closed. On the basis of this theory, I am going to solve the problem tomorrow. Tomorrow we will solve 2 problems. उद्या आपण 2 problems सोडवणार आहे. Okay friends, let us meet tomorrow. आजची theory तुम्ही लिहून घेतली नसेल समजा तर मी हा lecture upload करणार आहे. There you can see. Okay. हे lecture असेल कुठला असेल तर I will definitely declare on
Sir.
the. Okay. So let us meet tomorrow. आज फक्त theory.
Sir.
हा बोला.
1 मिनिट सर. सर आता काम स्क्रीनशॉट काढतो. ओके सर.
झालं?
थँक यू. हो.
Okay. So now I am closing down the meeting. Meeting आपण end करतोय.